Core Envy is your 3-step guide to a strong, sexy core. Now, I developed this program for some of the top fitness clubs in the country, but it's really meant for women just like you and I, who want a program that you can do at home without any equipment. Now, I'm not going to ask you to do hundreds of crunches a day or set aside 2 hours for workouts. I'm not going to ask you to buy weird vegetables and sketchy supplements. I'm just going to ask you to commit to these 3 steps. The first one is sculpting, to give you a nice defined midsection. Step 2 is cardio workouts that actually burn abdominal fat. And step 3 is a diet makeover to make sure all of your hard work is paying off. Today is the perfect day to start. So let's dive into these 3 steps in detail. The new rules of sculpting. You might be surprised to hear that my Core Envy program does not contain a single crunch. Why not? Well, it turns out crunches won't help you get that rock and bod like you'd hoped. This is because crunches primarily emphasize the rectus abdominal muscle, which already gets overworked all day long because we kind of have poor posture as a society. We want to work all of the other muscles of the core and bring ourselves into nice tall posture. Why? Because a strong functional core leads to a better looking core. You need to stop doing crunches. They actually put a lot of pressure on your neck and are bad for your spine. Instead, we're going to focus on twisting, bending, pushing, pulling, and isometrics, all of which are contained in the sculpting portion of my book. Take a look at your core musculature. All of the muscles outlined in red here make up your core. As you can see, your core musculature is made up of much more than just your abdominal muscles. In fact, your core musculature is comprised of every muscle that connects to your spine and your pelvis. So by working all of these muscles, you're laying the foundation for an enviable core. Instead of crunches, my program involves 3 different types of core exercises. The first focuses on balance and isometrics. You may have seen some of these exercises before, like plank holds, but you may not have seen some other ones like a wall squat. And I'll talk later about why that's included in core strength. We're also going to go into some bending and twisting. Now, these are typically the core exercises that are most ignored, quite frankly, because they're kind of hard to come up with. And then we're also going to go into some pushing and pulling. This is when you're going to see some things like single leg kicks and hip bridges. Some of these exercises you may have seen before, but a lot of them are brand new and unique that I've made up just for the Core Envy program. Core Envy cardio workouts. The cardio workouts that I've designed for you in my Core Envy program are going to help reveal that strong, sleek musculature that we've developed in the sculpting section. You might be surprised to learn that I don't want you to always be in that low, slow fat burning zone for cardio. I want to bust you out of that and make sure that you're not developing what I call metabolic efficiency, which means that you're inadvertently teaching your body to store fat by always working in the fat burning zone. I'm going to sprinkle in some high intensity interval training workouts that I've created just for this Core Envy program. What that's going to do is scorch a high number of calories in a short amount of time and melt off that abdominal fat to reveal that strong, sexy core underneath. Now, the best thing about these high-intensity interval workouts that I've created is that you can do anything you want. You can run, bike, swim, you can dance around your living room, just as long as you get your heart rate up to 70% of its maximum. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. The Core Envy diet. There are 2 basic guidelines to my Core Envy diet makeover. The first one is to eat fewer calories. The second one is to make sure that those calories are highly nutritious. Now, step 1, eat fewer calories. How do you know exactly how many calories you're supposed to eat on any given day? Well, the best way to figure this out is to use the Mifflin equation. It's a little bit of a complicated equation, but it makes sure that you get the exact number of calories that's appropriate for your body and your activity level. Now, you can figure this out by just going to my website, AllisonWestfahl.com, plugging in your numbers, and it will spit out your personalized daily caloric intake. Once you have that number, I want to make sure that the foods you're eating help scorch abdominal fat and fuel you for your workouts. So I am going to ask you to cut out some of the common culprits that cause us to store abdominal fat. That includes refined grains, processed sugar, and just some of those extra empty calories. The good news is I've created specific meal plans that you can follow. It includes 3 meals a day and 2 snacks. And the best part is I recognize the hardest part of complying with any diet is convenience. So I'm giving you some options. You can either choose to follow some of my yummy recipes that I've created, or you can follow the to-go options so that you can just head out the door and never have any excuse to not follow your Core Envy diet makeover. So there's your Core Envy overview. It's a triple threat of cardio, sculpting, and diet that's going to help give you that strong, sexy core that you've always wanted. And the best part is you don't need a gym membership or any equipment. If you can commit to just 3 weeks on this program, you're going to start seeing some results that you're really happy with. So go ahead, give this Core Envy program a try and reveal that strong, sexy core that you've always wanted.